Good morning. Welcome back to Border View Farms. Happy Monday. My name's Nathan and I'll be your host. I don't know if you guys remember who I am or not. It's been a little while since we've been back here, but we're back. Took a little family trip vacation over the weekend here. Went out last Thursday out to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. They have the big EAA air show out there, which we didn't actually go to. But I have a really good friend that lives just outside of Oshkosh in Amro. And so we stayed with them for a couple of days. Did go into Oshkosh, kind of watch the air show from outside the grounds for one day. Was pretty cool. Spent a couple days there, and then Saturday drove up to Munising up in the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Did the Pictured Rocks boat tour, did a little bit of hiking, and then yesterday morning, Sunday, drove over to, where did we go? We went to Oswald's Bear Ranch, saw the black bears up there, and then to Tequamanon Falls up in the UP of Michigan, which was pretty cool to see. So from there, went down to St. Ignace, got some lunch, did some putt-putt golfing, crossed the Mackinac Bridge, and drove home from there. So got home late last night. But anyway, I'll throw a few videos, pictures, and stuff at the end of this if you guys want to see a little bit of that. I did not do a great job of getting photos, videos, any of that stuff, but there's a little bit. Anyway, we've got a little crop scouting to do today. We're going to do some drone spraying. I got that trailer out. We're going to load that up in a little bit, but we need to go look at some fields first. I did my best to keep the irrigation moving over the weekend, and then Saturday morning it threw an error code that I could not fix from my phone from Wisconsin, and so it got shut down. Fortunately, later Saturday in the early afternoon, we had 9/10 of an inch of rain here. We had kind of missed the stuff. It was Thursday night and Friday night. There was a few small showers that came through. We actually had 6/10 here at the farm, but once again, only 2/10 up at the field where we're irrigating. Just about completely missed it up there. So it was off for a couple hours there on, I want to say Thursday that was, but then we started it back up, and I kept it running all day Friday night into Saturday morning before it threw that air, and then it was shut down from then on, but we caught 9/10 of an inch of rain, almost a full inch on Saturday. So we're sitting good right now. We've had decent rain here. I do want to go up there and look at that probably later this afternoon, see if we can't get it fixed and figure out why it's not running, but it's probably still just a little bit muddy to actually turn it on. Maybe by later this afternoon it won't be, but we're not hurting and missing anything right now. We're sitting in decent shape right now. Things look good. This field of corn and the one next to it over there, these were our first May planted corn. So it was not planted in April, a little bit later. 108 day. She looks real pretty though. Tasseled, pollinating. Oh, look at that. Oh, the pollen is just, I don't know if that's going to show on the video, but yeah, there's pollen floating all over in the air. You can feel it. I'm going to be yellow by the time I walk out of here. That's okay. I think this is our target fields to get sprayed today. Oh, the power lines. Yep, all right. This corn feels taller than what we've seen some of the other earlier stuff. Not tar spot, bird poop. Just wanted to look, see if we got any disease showing yet. Look at these ears. Is that purple color or starting to turn brown? We might be starting to turn brown. I'm guessing we're slightly post-pollination here. About perfect timing for, yeah, look at the pollen just floating. Oh man. It's about perfect timing for fungicide application right now. Yeah, we're definitely starting to turn brown. Okay. Reasonably good pollination. We still got a few on the tip, but there's still pollen falling. We're in it all the time here, so I feel pretty good about those ears. This looks really good, like really good corn. 16 around by 43 long, looks pretty good. You'll notice these kernels start to have a little blister to them. They almost have some juice in them and they kind of pop They're post-pollination now. I would go ahead and call this an R2 corn plant. That is the blister stage. We're just at the beginning of it, but yeah, progressing well. Looks pretty good. I don't know, is R2 brown silk? Because we're not quite to brown silk yet. They call it blister, but I don't know if the silks have to be brown. Anyway, we're going to get this sprayed today. That's what we're going to do. That's what I'm looking for and what I'm telling you. But as far as disease pressure on the leaves, I don't see much. But here's the thing, right? Once you see it, you've lost yield. It's too late. And so I don't want to see it. But you do it and see what I do see? Leaf wetness. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. These leaves are still wet from the dew. You can see our ground is nice and moist from the rain, so that's super helpful and good. It's going to keep this corn going. But the humidity today is like unbearable. It's going to be hot. This is perfect disease development conditions. And so the potential for tar spot, the potential for northern cornleaf blight, for gray leaf spot is extremely high right now. And we're going to protect this corn before it gets infected, not after. Came up to the irrigated field here. Our tank is empty, so I'm going to pull it home. But wanted to look in the rain gauge. The road is wet up here, like it rained this morning. And I look at my rain gauge and, well, there's water in it. How much water? That 9/10 was on Saturday. That's about 9/10. I'm going to assume Dad just didn't dump it out, but we're going to ask him, make sure. But yeah, there's 9/10 in there, so that is good. Now our machine is clear off in that far corner of the field. It's going to be a lot easier to get to from a different direction. But, I think we're done fertigating. I don't know. We'll reassess in a week or two when we go out and look at some stuff. But for right now, I think we're done. We've been over the field several times. I guess we'll go ahead and get some stuff mixed up here and go start spraying. It's a beautiful day, very little breeze. It's humid and cloudy. Cloudy's not bad, although the sun's gonna peek out here, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get something done. I'm getting kind of a late start, so I don't know if I'll get 200 acres done today, but we're gonna mix up enough for 200 acres. Just do our 2 full shuttles. Look at the leading edge of my props. They're getting dirty. That's from all the dirt and stuff in the air. Some of that, I think, is actually bugs. A lot of that, the yellow color, is pollen. That's corn pollen that's floating in the air. It's sticking to the props as it cuts through them. Interesting. So, I've gotten a lot of questions about maintenance and stuff on the drone. There's not a ton. I mean, I'm sure there's something. But honestly, at this point, there hasn't been much. Making sure that these are tight and cleaning off the lenses and everything on the sensors for the obstacle avoidance, that kind of stuff is a lot of what we're doing right now. We have made it to our destination field here, so we're going to go ahead and get our controller set up and get ready to start spraying. We're just going to work off the side road, kind of right in the middle of the field. They're half-mile long rows, but they're tapered and everything, and there's not a good spot on either end to park. So we're just going to work right out of the middle of the field here. So a few people have been asking how we set our controller or how we get everything set up, so I think I'll go through that process here. This is what the controller does. Let me wipe it off. When you first turn it on, and it is red because I didn't turn my hotspot on my phone, and so it doesn't have an internet connection, which is really not a big deal. So we're going to hit begin here, and this is going to take us to the aircraft page, and we're going to find our current location, which is this field, and select that. Now we need to edit it. So these boundaries, I imported all of these boundaries in from my John Deere, from my ops center, and it was super easy to do. You just had to put them in the right folder on a USB, stick that in here, and then import them. It was not hard at all, and so all of our field outlines and boundaries are in here that we use. So actually, these are the 2 fields that we were going to use, but I want to edit this one because, one, that's not the route spacing that we want. We want 28 feet.
For higher accuracy.
Close enough. And probably narrower is better. We're going to throw a 5-foot boundary offset in all the way around, so it stays 5 feet in from the boundary on its pattern, which means it will actually fly like 19 feet in, right? Okay. And then we're going to go to advanced. We're going to do route and boundary. So it's going to fly the perimeter of the field when we're done. Okay. Course angle looks good, but one thing that I do want is we have those electric lines down on this point. Now there's not actually a pole in our field. I might have to turn the hotspot on so I can get the map to load good. There's a pole like right here in this guy's yard. And then, where's it at? There's a pole there in that field. It's got to be like right here. So we're just going to basically cut this tip off so that we stay away from those wires. Give me a second. All right, I'm still not exactly sure where that pole is. It might be that little thing right there. So I can hit these obstacle points, and we're just going to put them out a little bit farther than where I think they are. Same thing on this side. I'm not real sure. I can't see it, but I can see this one out here in the field. We'll call that good enough. Basically, we just made an area there that it won't fly through it. And so it cuts off that little point. No big deal, right? Like the field area is 46.31. We're still going to do 44.7 basically. So there's an acre and a half between that 5 feet around the outside and that area. It's fine. So we're just going to go with that. So there's all our routes and everything, and shows kind of where we're at. I don't know why it thinks it wants to start down there. That's not really the best place to start, but that should be good. So we'll hit save, and we're just going to save that as the field so that next time it's there just the same. Okay, we need a new battery in here, which I have a full charged one out there, and we'll get our generator started up and get our drone ready, and this is good to go. Field setup. First thing we're going to do is turn our generators on, because I have some batteries that need charged, and we want to be completely caught up when we start flying. So there's that one, and then I'm going to start this one so that it starts agitating our tank here. Choke, switch. Plugged in good. Okay, we'll make sure this is not stuck like that. There we go. Now it needs plugged in. There's our charged battery. Plug this one in. Okay, so that's our tank agitation. This battery is charged, so we'll pull that one out. And we'll put this one in. Let that start. Switch our remote battery. So now that one's at 100%, and then the internal battery is 64. There's an internal battery there, so you can swap these while it's still running and not kill it. But all right, so that's good. Now we can start getting our drone ready. We'll undo our strap here and pull off these prop straps. Just hang this down so that it doesn't blow up and get caught in the propellers. Okay. Down, fold our prop arms out, lock, and then I like to unfold these a little bit. This is easier with two hands. Okay. Battery fully charged? Yeah, we're gonna swap that. It might have been fully charged, but I know this one is, and that one won't take long to charge if it's close. Okay, so we can turn that on, open up our cap here, and we're ready to fill it. So we are loading here. and our drone is connected. It is going to now start kind of right in here by where we're at, and you can see where the little icon is. That's where it's going to run out. We've only got 4.5 gallons in. We want more than that, so we're just going to kind of watch that as it moves across the field. And once we get up to where we can't make it any farther, and we're close to the trailer here, we'll stop it. Oh, we got to change this. It's thinking 1.6. Yeah, we got to get these settings right. That's going to change that. Nope, not 5, 2.5. There we go. Spray droplet. We want coarse droplets. Flight speed. Oh, 30. Okay, 32.8. That'll work. Height, 10 feet. Right there. Okay, so that's about full. And it's close to where we're at, where it's going to end up. It says we got 10.7 gallons in there. Good enough. Just hang this up here. Turn that pump off. And we got to put our cap on. Okay, I'll move my water out of the way here. We're a little close from starting to where I trap it down. Usually I land a little farther back, but all these settings should be good. We're going to hit start. It's going to send the task to the aircraft. It's sensing me within 20 feet of it, so we're going to confirm, yep, it's okay. Oop. And away it's going to go. Stay back, don't get hit. It's gonna fly right out here. Find its starting point. You can see the corn moving out of the way. That's how we get such great coverage. And away it goes, spraying. Okay, now while that's working, we're gonna set up our tent, get some shade. Fly right past us, make another full round, and then it'll come back and land. See it laying the chemical down. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Okay, getting my, whoop, there we go, getting my tent here. So there's that. We got to one side, it's still morning, so I figured that would block a little more sun. Kind of turn that throughout the day, get more shade. And our drone is empty, so it ended right there. And it is returning to home. No more liquid payload. Coming back to us. Land and refill. That's what we do, over and over and over. Well, it jumped over by the edge of the woods there to start these rounds. I don't know why. Whatever. It does its thing. It's fine. We sit here and wait for it. Watch it on the controller. Keep the batteries rotated. That's the tricky and important thing to remember. Hardest part to remember. That one's charged. We just started this one. This is the one we just flew out. So I've got this cooling box here that's got some fans in it. It blows air through these batteries to cool them. I've also got another fan blowing air away from it and blowing on me just to keep things cooler around here. Moving right across this field here, we've covered 30 acres of the, what was it, like 43 or 44 that we're going to do, something like that. Sprayed 76 gallons. It's probably 8 flights. Yeah, we're probably on our 9th flight right now. And the roads get shorter here along the ditch. We'll wrap this one up, and we're going to do this next bit over here before we start flying that one. So it's going fine. It's hot out here. I'm getting pretty sweaty, but thank goodness for my fan and my shade. Makes it not terrible. Oh, well, we were making our perimeter pass, but just ran empty, so it's coming into land. We got one more tank load to finish going around the outside of this field. Done here. I did notice it getting a little breezy. I think it's got some more to do with the little clouds and stuff. Almost looks like we could get a pop-up shower, but it doesn't really show up anything on the radar, so I'm gonna look at stuff again, but we're probably just gonna keep spraying. Like I said, it'll never not be cool, so I'll show it again. Just gonna go right back to where it stopped here a second ago. Not too far. We're gonna watch it fly past us. keep forgetting to grab some paper clips to put my water paper out there. This is another great spot for it. But I don't have any with me, so. Come on. Where are you going? There it is. Turning and dropping. And off it goes. Fast. That's so freaking cool. Now remember, we put a 5-foot buffer in, so we're not actually supposed to be spraying the outside 2 rows, but you're going to get a little overlap and drift across them. So it's not really drift. It's just a wider spray pattern where you rely on that overlap for making pass, but the next pass over to get the full rate. I think the coverage looks pretty good just because I watch it. Now we are, like I said, the wind has picked up a little bit since we started, so when we go over to the next field, we're probably going to narrow our pattern up to like 24 feet instead of 28, and that'll just help us get a little bit better coverage. All right, this one is done. We're going to move to another spot just around the corner. We're going to try and just go like that, 10 up. We just started our first flight here, and we've got 74.2 acres in this field we're gonna do. I narrowed it up to like 24.5 foot swath width, whatever it was, between 24 and 25, so it's a little bit narrower. Should be able to do it all from right here. That tree's gonna kind of be a pain in the butt. We got this barn here, but this is the point where I can get on the right side of the power line so that we're not crossing them every single flight. So gotta fix my tent, and we'll be here for a little bit. This one should take about 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. Oh, it's hot out here. I don't hope it rains more. Now we don't probably turn it down, but I don't know if we need the rain right now. But yeah, look at that. That's something. Anyway, since we just launched that, I thought I would take a second. So we walked these fields earlier today. That we just finished, looking for any disease, and we didn't find any. So some of you may be wondering, why are you spraying a fungicide if you can't even find any disease out there? And well, let's talk about that. But first of all, can we just take a second to appreciate how tall this corn is? Holy crap, it's monstrous corn out here. I thought some of our early corn was short and was not getting real tall, but this stuff here is giant. But it was planted just a touch later than the first stuff was, so that has something to do with it. But anyway, let's talk about why, if there is no disease out here, do we need to spray it with a fungicide? Well, there's a couple of things that we know about diseases and how they show up on the plants. First and foremost, especially with like tar spot, right? Tar spot, being able to see it, generally shows up about 21 days after infection. And so if you can actually physically see the disease on the leaves, it's been infected for weeks and the yield damage has already started. Look at this, got a nice little trail, get right out here. And so I can't definitively say that there's no disease out here. Look at that. Oh, can you see that? This got sprayed already. I don't know if that shows up. See the specks on that leaf, the like off color stuff? It's dried down there, but you can see it. Look at that coverage. That's awesome. That's awesome. You can see it down here. Now I know we're in the clearing, right? You got to get out in there and look at it, which I don't really want to do right now, but the fact that we can see that on these, that is fantastic. I'm sure there's a re-entry interval that I am breaking right now, but that's okay. There we got a bug of some sort. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So anyway, so we don't really see any disease present, but we're spraying it anyway because the infection may already be here. Conditions are ripe for disease. Humid, wet leaf, long periods of leaf wetness. The timing is right as far as the growth stage of the corn. So that's an important factor. And a lot of it is I planned on this application because it has paid big time in the past. I think it's going to continue to pay for us. And I made the plan. I bought the chemicals. I don't see any reason to deviate from the plan. If I was to say, well, it's been dry, we probably don't have any disease present, and then I didn't spray it, there's a reasonable chance that in 4 weeks or 5 weeks the disease comes in, it's too late to spray, and I regret it big time. So we're kind of just doing it as a peace of mind thing, and because we really have seen excellent results from doing this. The fungicide that we are using is Miravis Neo. It is a 3-component fungicide. It has the Quadris in it, which is the strobilurin fungicide. That one is often thought of as a preventative fungicide. It prevents any new spores that are floating in the air, coming up from the soil, from infecting the plant. It protects the leaf tissue that has not yet been infected. And then it has the Tilt, or the triazole component, which those two combined together would be Quilt or Quilt Excel. The Tilt is, like I said, it's a triazole. It is more thought of as a curative. I don't know if curative is the right word. Somebody else, I saw a video, they called it a post-infection treatment. So essentially, in that time frame that we go from, it's the plant, the disease is present and it's infecting the plant, to 21 days later, all of a sudden now we can see the lesions. Well, we spray that triazole on there and it will stop that disease from progressing, and hopefully we never actually see the lesions. It doesn't damage leaf tissue, and the damage to the leaf tissue is really what is causing the yield loss. So that is good. And then the third component is the SDHI component, and that's the one that really gives us our residual. All right, we gotta come and land. That is the component that makes these fungicides very expensive. I'm trying to remember which the one in Miravis Neo is. It's a Depidin, or if it's something else. But either way, it gives it great residual so that we don't get any more disease for the next 3 weeks, hopefully, 21 days. And we'll keep this corn healthy as long as it needs to really finish out. Now, if we start seeing some disease show up, we may come back with a second shot of a generic Quilt Excel or something cheaper to help extend our residual. Well, progress is being made here. We are 42 acres into this field. We're about empty with our first tank, which makes sense, right? Because it was supposed to do 100 acres. So we did 46 and 42 means we should have another 10 acres worth in there. That's probably about right. But yeah, right here we're gonna have extra chemical. Let's see if I want to go somewhere else or not. Every now and then you see one of these dark clouds show up and you think, oh, maybe it's gonna rain. And then you look at the radar and I'm like, oh, that's a long ways away yet. I don't know if anything's actually gonna come or not. So, but the problem is the heating and cooling effect of cloudy and not cloudy makes the winds pick up every now and then sometimes they die down and then they pick up, and it's not great for drone applications. In fact, you can kind of see the corn. You can see it blowing very good. Every now and then you'll see it blow a little bit ahead of the drone. That's not from the drone. But we did narrow up our spacing, right? We're on that 25-foot spacing instead of 28 or 24-foot spacing, I guess it is. So, hopefully we're still getting good enough coverage. It'll be fine. Our tank is empty. Open just the last little bit that was in there into this other one. What do we got? 55 acres done. So I put an extra 2.5 gallons in there. That's close enough. Oh, good. We gotta move our pump from that tank over to this tank. And I think we're gonna rotate my tent around and put my sidewall on that side because the sun's starting to shine. It's just a whole lot of reorganizing here. We're getting right down to the end here. The one thing about this, it does its best to be efficient when it's spraying the majority of the field, but then we get to the end and we got all these little things we got to clean up. So it's cleaning up some trails that were partial passes from before. We got a little in this corner, a couple small runs up there that we've got to do. I don't know if we're going to get this tank run off before the battery dies or not, because there's a bunch of short rows that's already done. But long passes are efficient, and It's got a bunch of long passes right now, kind of. So anyway, we got 2 more tank loads to go, and then, well, now it looks really like it might rain. So we're gonna try and finish this field and hope we got an hour or so before that gets here, but I don't know if we do. All right, we've got just 2 tanks left, the one that's spraying now, and 1 more to finish this field. We're gonna see if we can't get it done. But that rain's coming. We're gonna have to get out of here in a hurry, so we're gonna start taking our tent down and getting stuff packed down there. Yeah, that came quick. I think that's gonna be our last tank. In fact, we're gonna call it right there. It got all this stuff cleaned up. It's trying to go finish that point, but forget it. We're landing it. The wind's picking up. It's gonna start raining any second. It's raining. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I think the drone can get wet. It's okay, but I don't really want it to. Come on. Oh, that came faster than I thought it was going to. Whoops. Get this put in the barn. Well, we were only about 2.5 miles away. I kind of drove out of the rain. It's not really rained here yet. The road is still dry. We're just getting those few sprinkles, so let's get her in the barn. Ah! We cut down a little closer than we should have. Trying to get done, dang it. I needed a tank and a half to finish the field, but we're good enough. We'll call it a check strip. We aren't going back. Rain fast is more than 10 minutes, so the last couple of tank loads is probably not real effective. Seriously, I saw those clouds coming, but they've been coming and going all day. I thought we had at least a half an hour, if not more, so well. One thing we for sure don't do is complain about rain in July and August. So we'll see what we get out of this. Take it, whatever it is. Well, we didn't end up with as much as I thought we were going to there. About 1/10 and a half. 1600s it said, so oh well, this is what it is. It's good rain. It's good. It's good. We'll take it. I think I want to try and go to Berkey and spray all that corn tomorrow. We've got another, what do we got? 250-ish, maybe 300 acres here to spray, but I kind of want to get the stuff down to Berkey done, and tomorrow might be a good day to do that. So we're going to leave with 2 full shuttles, take that down there, but we're going to need a little bit more than that. We got like 250 acres, we're going to call it, so we'll need to mix up enough for 50 acres, another half a shuttle full. We got water and stuff down there, but I need to take the chemicals, so we're going to get enough chemical around to do 50 acres worth in some jugs that we'll take with us. I'm pumping the water out of our pit here from the rain, and I think this one was already full from the last one. It didn't get pumped out, so while I'm waiting on that, we're going to get stuff ready to go for tomorrow here. I filled the generators up with fuel, and I think we're going to try and go to Berkey, like I said earlier. So I've been debating how to get this drone there, because I don't know if just hanging out there like that is necessarily the best. I've been just driving slow everywhere I've been going around here, but it's all been close. But I don't have much better options, so I think what we are going to do is push it up here closer to this other stuff, because I have this giant piece of plywood that's acting like a pretty good wind block right now, and well, we're going to leave her there. May not be the best for fuel efficiency getting there, but I think if I took that drone right up in here behind the tanks and everything, it should protect it a little bit more, and we'll get there. So I'm going to move it up and strap it down. All right, I think that'll work. I'm going to put that lid on. That tank's not quite full, but we didn't use that much out of it. It wasn't worth trying to top it off when we've got to mix up another batch anyway. So I've got 7.5 gallons of our fungicide in the back of the truck, a little surfactant, and I've got some Onward Max we might try and use up down there somewhere as well. I think we're ready to go. Generators are full. I got extra gas. Should be all we need. All right, I got the truck parked in the barn ready to go for the morning. I'm gonna try and get out of here around 5. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen, but we're gonna try. So 2 water bottles for tomorrow, and we'll see what we can get done. Thanks for watching today, guys. Good to be back. It is hot and humid here. It's unbearable, but we'll do what we gotta do. Gotta get our corn sprayed. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. Enjoy the pictures and video clips from vacation.
Bye.